So our learning intention for today is to substitute variables. We know what an expression is, and we're really going to be focusing on what do we do when we're given the value of a pronumeral and how do we substitute it into an expression and then evaluate it. So this is essentially the focus of today's lesson. Before we get started into substituting, just really want to emphasize the importance of BODMAS. We've looked at this already this year, and it's going to be even more important that you know this very well for the remainder of this topic, because when we're doing algebra, BODMAS is very important. So let's just go through a little bit of a practice run of what BODMAS looks like, and what you should know by now. So to solve this problem, to find out what this number is worth, we look at our brackets first. So we answer 3 plus 4 first, which gives us 7. Then the next thing is to look at the O, which is the order, which is either squaring numbers or square rooting numbers. And you can see that our first term is a squaring number. So let's solve that. 4 plus 7 times 2. Now the next one says division or multiplication, whichever one comes first, left to right, and we've only got multiplication, so we're going to multiply 7 times 2, which gives us 14, and then we've got addition and subtraction, whichever one comes first, and we've only got addition, so that means our answer is 18. So make sure you take this with you when we're doing algebra. It's very important. So now we've been given what t equals, okay? And you can see here that we have 3 questions. The first one, which is A, we have t plus 7. So what they're asking us to do is to substitute t equals 5 into the question. So whenever I substitute, I always like to put in brackets. So you'll see why in a second. So basically, I've got wherever I see a t, I'm going to put a 5. So 5 plus 7 is 12. For the next question, and this is why the brackets are important, I've got 8t. So wherever I see a t, I'm going to use brackets. So 8, 5, but in brackets. Now, whenever you have a number next to brackets like this, without any symbol in between, it's like saying 8 times 5. And the reason why, which will pretty much give you 40. The reason why we did use the brackets is because if we didn't, looking at the top of your screen, we will have 85, which is not the answer. We want 8 times 5. So the reason why we put our brackets in now is so that way we know we need to multiply. And this is a very common mistake that people make. Let's look at the last question. And we remember BODMAS. Okay, so we've got division, we've got addition, and we've got subtraction. So we don't have any brackets, we don't have any squares or square roots. So the first thing we're going to do is division or multiplication, working left to right. But even before we do that, we need to substitute what t equals. So t equals 5. Okay, so 10 over 5 plus 4, take away 5. And we do have division that goes first, so we're going to do 10 divided by 5 first, which gives us 2. And then we rewrite the rest. Then we've got 2 plus 4 plus 5, and we're going to now do addition, working left to right, or subtraction. So addition comes first, so we're going to do 2 plus 4, which is 6, take away 5, which gives us 1. So when we're substituting and evaluating, it basically means we replace the pronumeral, or the letter, in an expression with a number to obtain a final value. And let's use an example of AFL or footy in order to see how this might work. So we're given an expression here which says 6x plus y, and you can see that x represents goals because for every goal you score you get 6 points. That's why the 6 and the x are attached to each other. And the y represents behinds or points, which basically means 1 point. So that's why there's no 1 in front, because we just ignore it and we choose to not put a number in front. But we know that the number in front of that should be a 1. So the question here says, if a team scores 3 goals and 4 behinds, what is the score of the team? So we know that X represents goals and Y represents behinds. So substitute what you know into the expression. So first things first, I know what X equals and I know what Y equals. So I'm going to, wherever I see an X, put a 3, and wherever I see a Y, put a 4. Okay, it's simple as that. And when we know that there's a number and a letter next to each other, it's like they are multiplied. So 6 times 3 plus 4. And then all you need to do is use BODMAS to work out the answer to this number, to find the final value. So we know that we need to do multiplication before we do addition. So that would mean that we've got 18 plus 4, and then we just add that up, and the team has scored 22 points. At the end of every lesson, we're going to be doing a bit of key term knowledge here. So I'm going to be pointing in yellow to all the letters. Hopefully you remember that these are called pronumerals or variables. These here, starting with a minus or a plus, these are all different types of terms. Okay, same equation here. Everything pointed to in red is a coefficient. So this here would be a coefficient of AB. Okay, the other one is 15, which is a coefficient of X. The other one is -7, which is a coefficient of Y. And the other one is -7, which is a coefficient of N. Okay, these numbers here point to in green. These are constant terms. Everything here on the left of the equal sign is an expression, and everything here on the right, or everything altogether, sorry, is a equation. Just remembering those key terms.